Hello, and welcome back. So in today's video, you know exactly what we're going to be doing because it was in the title. We're mood reading. And I know I literally just did my wrap up, my TBR video, and we said that whole list about the TBR, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to stick to it this month. Well, guess what? I lied. What about it? Let's move on. So yeah, the minute I said TBR, you should have knew I was just talking out the side of my neck just to talk. I mean, some of those books I definitely will read this month because at the time we filmed this, I still have the whole month ahead of me, so it's fine. But yeah, I decided to mood read this week because I don't know, I just want to vibe out. I just want to do what I do. But I did end up reading one of the books on the TBR list, so, be proud of me for that at least. But in this video, we are going to be reading quite a few books, and you know how I know that? Because I already filmed the video. For some odd reason, when I do reading vlogs, I always film the intro after the video. So the first book that we're going to be starting with is Life's Too Short, which is on my May TBR, so round of applause for that. I don't even want to talk too much because I know I'm going to end up talking in the next clip, so let's just get into it. Okay, so the first book that we're going to be starting with is Life's Too Short by Abby Jimenez, and I actually only have about 130 pages or so left of this book, so one book already down. I'm just counting it. I don't know, I want to break out of my comfort zone, and I know I keep saying that, but I mean it this time. I really want to break out of my comfort zone. Now you're probably wondering, Rochelle, what prompted this? What prompted you to want to break out of your comfort zone and try something new? I discovered this book called I Hope This Finds You Well. It doesn't come out until May 21st. I'm filming this. When am I filming this? What is today? I don't even know. Today's May 6th. So this book doesn't come out till May 21st. But this book, it doesn't seem like something I would usually read. It's about a girl named Jolene. She basically hates everyone that she works with. So she writes negative, like hateful emails about them saying like how much she hates them. But then she puts all the words in white so you can't see it. But then someone figures it out, discovers it, and then she has to go to like sensitivity training with HR. And somehow she ends up getting access to everyone's emails. And then she finds out, oh, there's gonna be layoffs. So then she uses the access that she got to like become friends with her coworkers and like getting good with her boss and stuff. And I don't know, it says that it's humorous and all that. And that doesn't seem like something I would usually read. It just seems interesting. It's not like something I would usually read. So like I said, I want to break out of my comfort zone. Obviously, I'm not gonna be reading that book in this video because it don't come out for another 3 weeks. Anyways, maybe I should talk about the actual book that we're reading, right? So Life's Too Short is actually part of an interconnected standalone series. The first book is The Friend Zone. I never read that one. I don't plan on reading it, just not that interested. The Happily Ever After playlist is book 2, and I read that one. It was pretty good. And this one so far is really good, and this is what I love about Abby Jimenez books. Her books, the problems that the couples face are always realistic. They don't just throw in random problems like, oh, he likes the color blue and I like green. It's not something dumb. It's actually things that can break a couple up. And I just love that. I haven't got to the third act breakup. I'm assuming there's one because there's still 130 pages left. So I'm just gonna assume that there's one. I don't know. But I feel like whenever we get to that point, the reason for that breakup will be valid. It would make sense, and you would actually be like, dang, I don't know how you guys are gonna make this work. Because that's what I always think when I read her books. I always think, how are you gonna make this work? And then she always finds a way. She always finds a way. So I'm just excited to see how it turns out. But so far, I really like this. If you don't know what this book is about, it's about a girl named Vanessa, and she is basically like an influencer. She has like hundreds of thousands of YouTube followers. Oh, she actually has millions. Okay, sis, I ain't mad at you. She has millions of YouTube followers, and she's basically like really famous, and she's like a travel person. She does all this like exciting stuff, but then her half sister ends up leaving her with her child, so obviously she can't travel the world and stuff. She's like stuck at home. And then her neighbor, who is a hot lawyer, Adrian, she ends up connecting with him. They end up building a friendship. Obviously romance blossoms, and yeah, you just take it from there. So far I really like it. It's like really cute. I don't know, I just think Abby Jimenez books never fail, so I didn't expect anything less. But yeah, that's enough talking. How about we hop into reading? Okay, so we finished Life's Too Short, and honestly, this was just a cute, fun, comfy romance. I gave it 4 stars. I love the way it ended. Like I said before, Abby Jimenez books, they always have like a problem where you're like, oh my gosh, how is this gonna end? She did it perfectly. I didn't know if I would end up crying at the end of this or what, but she did it perfectly, and now I'm excited to read Just for the Summer by her, because all her books I have loved. So is Abby Jimenez an auto-by author? Most definitely. Now let's talk about our next read. I actually have 3 options. And remember, the whole point of this is to mood read. So I'm not really sticking to the TBR that I made. Maybe next week I will, but this week, no, we're just mood reading. So I have 3 options. First up, we have Giovanni's Room. I've been talking about this book for like, I don't know, for like 2 months now. I keep saying that I want to read it, and then I don't. And then I figure since it's like, I don't know, it's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon right now. If I read like an hour and a half of this, I will be halfway through the book, then I can finish it off tonight, and then we're done with Giovanni's Room. And I feel like this is the type of book you should read in one sitting. It will just make it that much more impactful. I don't know if that's true, but I'm just assuming, because it kind of reminds me of the book Assembly. Wait, I have that book. Let me show it to you. Okay, I know I was talking about Assembly, but then I also saw Open Water on my shelf. It reminds me of these 2 books. You see how short they are? I read this one in one sitting. It took me 3 days to read this because I like broke it up, and I regret that. But when I read a short book in one sitting, it just makes it that much more impactful. So I feel as though Giovanni's Room should be read in one day. So that's gonna be the vibe of it if we choose this one. I don't know yet, but let me show you the other 2 options. Now this one is completely different. It's completely out of my comfort zone. I've never seen anyone talk about this book. If you have, please let me know, because I've never seen a review on this book. I've never seen anyone mention it, but isn't this cover gorgeous? Okay, I don't know how to describe it, but I want to branch out into reading these type of books. I don't know, like, no, I feel like this is like sci-fi or something. I don't even know what this is categorized as, but I'm not talking about the genre. I'm talking about like, okay, what I'm about to say, you're either gonna get it or you're not. I don't know. But I want to start reading the books where it's not like normal books. It's not like mainstream popular books. I want to start branching out and reading more low-key books that are like, oh, what is she reading? Like, I want to start reading books like that. So I don't know. You either get what I'm talking about or you don't. I don't know. But this book, don't really know how to describe it, but on the back says it's a love story set in a bad dream about America. Actually, let me read what it says on the back so you can be just as confused as I am. So it says, set in a surreal, heart-swollen version of reality, this is a story about 2 young people burdened by debt, history, and pre-existing conditions, a government grinding into coherent deposition, wildcat strikes, biblically accurate angels, a haunted Italian castle, barely making enough to scrape by, and coming home to find dinner is ready. Why is that the one word I couldn't pronounce? Sasha Fletcher's exuberant debut is about the exquisite beauty of being in love in a world that's falling apart. Okay, so it's literally talking about being in love in a world that's falling apart, and is the world not falling apart right now? Aren't we all in distraught? Like, everyone keeps talking about inflation and how much things are, how like a candy bar is like $10 freaking. Like, hello. Hello, but I just found out that this is actually based in winter. If I knew that, I would have read this in the winter time. I didn't know when the heck it was based, but whatever. Like, doesn't that just sound good? Doesn't it just sound different? And did you peep the part where it says biblically accurate angels? When I reread that, because I've probably read the back of this book 4 times. When I reread that, I looked at the cover again and I was like, oh, now the eyes make sense, because if you know, like, biblically accurate angels, they have a bunch of eyes and it's like terrifying. So all the eyes on the cover now make sense. I'm assuming it's the biblically accurate angels staring at them. I don't know, but like, I can't even tell you what this book is about. That's what just interested me so much. Okay, I know we just read the back, but let's read the first sentence. I don't think I've ever read the first sentence of this book. Be here to love me at the end of the world. Imagine someone looking you in the eyes and saying that. Will you be here to love me at the end of the world? It says, for Alex, for this broken nation, and for everyone who has ever loved. Oh, wait a minute. We getting a little heavy. Wait, I may read this one next. I didn't even show you option 3, but no, I'm already getting excited about this one. Okay, it's Brooklyn, it's winter, it's so cold outside that you could execute billionaires in the street and it hasn't even snowed. Wait, what? It's so cold outside that you could execute billionaires in the street and it hasn't even snowed. What does it being cold outside have to do with executing billionaires? See, and that's why I want to read this book next. Like, it's making me think already. See, no, okay, Giovanni's Room is going to make me think too. Let me not play too much on this book. Because I actually read the first 2 pages of this one. And I was like, dang, this is already making me think too much. But okay. Oh, actually, you know what I'm gonna do? You see how I get so hyped and I lose my train of thought? Whatever. What I'm gonna do, I'm actually gonna read you like the first. That's my cat's automatic feeder. You're about to hear him munching in the background. He eats as if I don't feed him. But I'm gonna read you like the first few sentences of each of the books, and then it's like we're gonna figure it out from there. Okay. I stand at the window of this great house in the south of France as night falls, the night which is leading me to the most terrible morning of my life. But that sounds really good too. Okay. These two, I'm really leaning towards these two. Then we have Carrie Soto is back. Okay, here's the thing. I got like a weird relationship with Taylor Jenkins Reid. I think I read all of her books. I read what is on my shelf. I read One True Loves. I read that one. It was good. It was a vibe. I liked it. I read The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I didn't like it. I didn't care for any characters in the book. The only character that I cared for was his name Harry or Henry. I think it was Harry. That's the only character I liked. Everyone else just kind of annoyed me. And I felt like the ending was predictable. I don't know if people cried because I saw it coming from like the first two chapters. But then I read Malibu Rising. Malibu Rising was cool. I actually read it on the beach, so that was really cool. I got that 4 stars. It was chilled. Daisy Jones and the Six. Daisy Jones and the Six was a 6-star read for me. And I think that's why I keep like trying to grab onto her books and see if she can do it again for me, because that book was absolutely amazing. I loved it. I know people say that, oh, Daisy's so annoying. No, that book is everything. Oh, that book is so good. Okay, so I'm hoping that maybe Carrie Soto is back, could be another Daisy Jones and the Six. That's why I keep reading her books, because I keep hoping that it can give me that feeling again. And then the other reason I want to read it is because I just saw Zendaya's movie Challengers, and you know it has tennis in it and stuff. So then when I got home, I was like, dang, I want to read a book about tennis. And then I remembered I have Carrie Soto is back. So let's read the first little part and see if this one is a contender, because these two are hitting right now. My gosh. That smells good. Are you a reader if you've never sniffed the book? That's what I love about her books. They always have dates. I love that. Okay. U.S. Open, September 1994. That's before I was even born. Wow. My entire life's work rests on the outcome of this match. Yeah, should read a little more. My entire life's work rests on the outcome of this match. My father, Javier, and I sit front row center at Flushing Meadows, the sidelines just out of reach. Okay, that's not really a strong opening. No, it is. She's saying her entire life rests on the outcome of this match. I don't know, but you see, it didn't give me the same reaction as these two. I definitely still want to read this one though. I still want to read this one in this video. Whoa. I still want to read this one in this video, but I think I'm leaning more towards these two. I'm thinking I should start with this. Actually, you know what I should do? Because I think both these books are really gonna make me think, right? So I'm thinking that I should read this one in the middle as a buffer. Like, I'm pretty sure that this one's gonna make me think. I'm pretty sure it's gonna like touch on emotional stuff, but I don't think it's gonna be as heavy hitting as these, because this is literally talking about like the destruction of the world, but also how we're just supposed to be normal. And this is James Baldwin. I've never read anything by him, but I know that he's kind of like an author who touches on serious topics. So this is probably Carrie Soto's back is gonna be the buffer in between, but let's choose between these. So I guess we're gonna start with Giovanni's Room. I'm gonna try and read 84 pages right now and 84 pages tonight. And if we finish this in one day, you know, whenever I say I'm gonna finish a book in one day, I never do it. But if we finish this today, I wanna read Carrie Soto is Back tomorrow, and then we're probably gonna finish off the vlog with Be Here to Love Me at the End of the World. Maybe, if I'm still in the mood to read it, who knows? Like, this is mood reading. It may change because there's some other books I'm looking at on my shelf. I don't know. Let's see where this takes me. And we're back. So, you know, I'm always gonna be honest with you. I'm never gonna lie unless it's about a TBR. I read about 45 pages of Giovanni's Room, which is like 25% of the book, and we're not gonna finish this in this video. I'm not saying I'm DNFing, not saying that, but if I read this in this video, I'm gonna get into a reading slump. And I'm not in the mood for that. I just got out of a reading slump. The book is interesting. It's definitely not something I usually read, but that's the whole point. I'm trying to, you know, expand my horizons. But you can like tell that I do not read, this is like very lyrical. You can tell that I don't read lyrical books because there was a part, this isn't a spoiler or anything, but there was a part where he was describing a guy in the club. He was like, oh, actually, I think I tabbed it. Now someone whom I've never seen before came out of the shadows toward me. It looked like a mummy or a zombie. This was the first overwhelming impression of something walking after it had been put to. So I lie to you not, my first thought was, they got ghosts in Giovanni's room? I was like, this is a paranormal book? I've never seen anyone mention that. But no, he was just saying the guy that was walking towards him looked like he had no life in him. But that's how you can tell I don't really read lyrical books, but I'm gonna try, but I just don't want to finish it in this video because I know for a fact it'll put me in a slump, and I don't want to do that. I want us to read fun books. I want us to get a 5-star. And speaking of potential 5 stars, I started reading Carrie Soto is Back. And this is what I wanted from Taylor Jenkins Reid. Now I'm only on the first chapter. That's like 20 pages in. Like, you know, we read the first sentence and everything. The first sentence wasn't that interesting to me, but oh, my whole thing coming off, wait a minute. Not y'all trying to expose me. My edges are not done. Calm down. Anyways, what were we saying? So I'm only like the first chapter in, and I love it so far. I'm already obsessed with Carrie. I'm already obsessed with where the story's gonna go. I don't know, because it feels like, I think it's because I just watched Challengers. And it's like I'm in the mood because in Challengers, it's not a spoiler, but Zendaya's character Tashi, she was so intense. She was just so focused on tennis. And that's how I feel Carrie's gonna be. So I don't know. I think that's what's making me love the book. But I have a feeling. I'm gonna love it as much as I love Daisy Jones and Six. And this is why I kept buying Taylor Jenkins Reid books. Because I was hoping, I was like, I know she's gonna do it again. I don't know when she's gonna do it again, but I know she's gonna do it again. And it might be with Carrie Soto is Back. I never even told you what the book was about, but the book is about Carrie Soto, who's the greatest tennis player ever. She's retired, she's 37, I think, and she has the record for the most Wimbledon? The most tennis wins, whatever. So she has the record for the most wins, and her record is about to be broken. Because her record is broken and she loves tennis so much and that title means so much to her, she comes out of retirement at 37 years old and she starts training again. I think you're just seeing like the journey of her train, and it says that she has to reconnect with someone who she has like issues with. So I think it might, I don't know if that's a little bit of a romance in there, not 100% sure, but I don't know, it just seems good. It seems like this is what I need right now. So I feel like this is gonna be 5 stars. So yeah, let's read this. And we're back 2 days later because my tripod broke, so I couldn't film yesterday. Anyways, I am now 53% through the book, and so far, I don't know how I feel about it right now. Because the main character, Carrie, you know, the whole point is she was this really great tennis player and then she ended up retiring. Then 5 years after retiring, she comes back to defend her title because she has the most titles for a woman in tennis. No, I just think in general, she has the most titles in general. So she's coming back to defend her title because someone's about to break her title. And I don't know, I just don't like her, but I think that's the point. I think you're not supposed to like her because none of the other characters in the book really like her because she has zero sportsmanship. Like whenever she wins a game, she's bragging, she's screaming, who's next, this, that, and third. And then you see it from her point of view. So then you kind of understand why she's like that. Because in her mind, she's like, oh, why do I have to act surprised that I won when I've been training so long? Of course I'm going to win. I put in the work. So it's like, it's 50-50. Sometimes I like her and I'm like, yeah, girl, you know, you go and defend your title. You go and defend what you got to do. And the other times I'm like, ugh, you're really not a nice person. I even tabbed some parts for you guys so you can understand what I'm talking about. Nothing's a spoiler. Don't worry. Okay, so this part, when I tell you, I even underline. Look how pretty that is. You see how I underline and everything? It's gorgeous. Anyways, so there's a part where she's talking to her dad, and she literally says, do you have any idea how hard it is to give everything you have to something and still not be able to grasp it, to fail to reach the top? And it's like moments like that, I'm like, okay, yes, I love her. I feel like I'm connecting with her because I feel like everyone has had one time or another where it's like you really wanted something and you're trying your hardest every single day and you just can't get it. So it's like moments like that, I love her. But then there's moments like this where she starts out good and then she says something kind of wild. Like she says, I want to win the French Open with my whole gut. I want to shock every commentator out there who thinks I can't do it. That sounds good, right? That sounds like someone you would root for. But then she goes on to say, I want to make Elite Go vomit regret, and then I want them all to sit at my feet and sob, begging for forgiveness. I don't know if that's the best example that I could have gave you, but throughout the book, she does a lot of stuff like that. Like when other tennis players try to talk to her, she doesn't even speak to them. She doesn't see the point of even communicating with them, even trying to be friendly, because she only views them as enemies. She doesn't see them as opponents. So I don't know. It's kind of hard to root for her. And you know, the whole premise of the book is her coming out of retirement to defend her title as the person with the most, is it the most Grand Slam wins? Yeah, she's coming out of retirement because she has the most Grand Slam titles, which is 20, and someone's about to break her record. So it's like you want to root for her because you're like, okay, yeah, you worked so hard for her. Because in the beginning, you see like her past, how she grew up working so hard to be great at tennis. And it's like you want to root for her, but then her personality sucks. And it's so weird. I think that this is done on purpose, actually, because it's so weird. Like even the crowd, they feel like that. They all say, okay, she's great, but she's not likable. So I think you're supposed to feel like that when you're reading it, but I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to rate the book then. Because it's like, right now, I'm not a big fan of her. I want her to win because I feel like that'll be good for the story. But then at the same time, I'm like, I don't know. The other girl who she is defending her title against, so far that girl seems nicer. Maybe she should win. I don't know how I feel about it. But this is why I wanted to come and like tell you, because I really don't know. But here's the thing. This is day 5 of my vlog. We didn't film day 4 because my tripod broke. But this is day 5. I only wanted to do 5 days. I didn't want to do 7 days. I know a week is 7 days, but no, we were gonna skim 2 days off the top and make it 5. But I have, what, 47% more of this book to get through. So we're gonna have to make this 7 days. I really wanted us to get to Be Here to Love Me at the End of the World. I feel like that book's gonna be so interesting. I might do that one in another vlog, but this one, I feel like we really need to get to the end of this to just see where it, like how it finishes up. I want this to be 5 stars, but I don't know. Carrie, she's a weird character to like. I don't know. Maybe Taylor Jenkins Reid was like a one-hit wonder for me. Maybe Daisy Jones and the Six was the only book by her that would make me feel that way. Maybe I'm just grasping at straws here, hoping for that magic again. Because the book is not bad. I definitely don't want to tell you it's bad. Not at all. But it's just because what she did with that book, that's what I'm looking for. And this book is not giving me that. It's giving me entertaining story. Yes, it's entertaining. Yes, I like so far. But it's not giving me something that's going to stay with me for years to come. I don't know. We still have 47% more. So let me not speak too prematurely because I may end up loving this book. Who knows? But yeah, I just wanted to give you a little update just to let you know where we're at. And then I'm gonna come back later tonight when we finish. No, we're not gonna finish the book tonight. Maybe we will. Who knows? I don't know. But yeah, I'll come back later and we'll get to reading. First of all, I love when books have little Easter eggs from like the past books, because you know that this is in the same universe as The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, Daisy Jones and Six, and Malibu Rising. They already mentioned the characters from Malibu Rising. They already mentioned like two of the characters, but then Carrie just said that she's reading the unofficial autobiography for Daisy Jones and Six. I love that. I love when they do that. And see, this is what I was talking about. Sometimes I love Carrie, sometimes I don't. But in a moment like this, I love her. Like, she literally just said, maybe it's a lie that you have to keep doing what you've always done. That you have to be able to draw a straight line from how you acted yesterday to how you'll act tomorrow. You don't have to be consistent. And see, that's where I connect with her character. You don't always have to act like the same person you acted like yesterday, last month, last year. You're allowed to change. And I love that. I love that for her. Okay, so last night I finished Carrie Soto is Back, and I know at first, the first half, I wasn't really feeling it. I was like 50-50 on it, but I don't know, that second half, probably the last 65%. So like the first little bit of the book wasn't, I wasn't crazy about it. But then when you get to the last 60, that's the majority of the dang on book. I don't know why I'm saying that, but when you get to that part, I don't know, the book just got way better, and I just loved it. The way this actually ended perfectly, because like I said, I didn't know who to root for. It ended perfectly. It ended the way it needed to end. Like, there was bits and like pieces where it was sad, and I was like, dang, I didn't see that coming. But no, this book ended exactly how it needed to end. And I think Taylor Jenkins Reid, she did that. And I'll admit it. It's not Daisy Jones 6, but she did that. So if I had to rank her books, because at this point I read all her dang on books. If I had to rank them in all the ones I read, I'm going Daisy Jones and the Six, Carrie Soto is Back, Malibu Rising, One True Loves, then The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. That's my rankings for her books. But yeah, Carrie Soto is Back. I actually loved Carrie as a character. I ended up loving her, yeah. Like, I don't know. And I love the romance that blossomed. You got a little, well, no, I feel like it's more than a little bit of romance. You got romance in it, and it was just so cute. It's so rare where a book like this will get a perfect ending. Like, the ending will just be like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. I like the way it ended, but no, this was perfect. And I don't know, is she done with this universe? I think she might be. Like, the way this ended, I feel like, because in the other books, you kind of got glimpses of characters that might be the next main character in the next book. I didn't really see any that might be the main characters. So I think that this universe is done, because I don't know what she's writing next. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like this was the perfect ending, and I thought it was really cute. So yeah, I ended up giving this, if I want to nitpick, I would say 4.8, only because from the beginning I wasn't that, but no, even when I think back to the beginning, it was good. It was really good, but then the thing is, I just didn't get that 5-star feeling in my gut. Like, you just get like a feeling like this book is 5 stars. You just get it. You just know. You don't even have to think about it. I didn't get that feeling, but the book was really good. So that's why I'm just gonna say 4.8. And I'm gonna be nitpicky, but obviously we're gonna round that up to a 5-star. But I don't think it was a perfect 5-star. I feel like, I don't know, it was just missing something that would give it a perfect 5-star. I don't know what it was missing, but I just didn't get that feeling in my gut. But overall, Carrie Soto is Back is a great book, and I definitely recommend it. I really liked it, and I think that was the perfect way for us to finish out the vlog. It sucks that we didn't get to read Be Here to Love Me at the End of the World, but I'm still gonna try and read that one this month. I don't even know where that book is. I'm actually looking for it right now. I have no idea where the book is, so we may not read this month. But yeah, I'm glad that we at least got to finish this one. I'm definitely gonna finish Giovanni's Room, just not in a vlog, because that's the type of book I just need to focus solely on and not even worry about vlogging it. I still want to try and read Be Here to Limit the End of the World, and I want to try and get through the rest of my May TBR that I talked about in my wrap up. But yeah, that is the end of this week's vlog, and thank you for watching. Thank you for vibing out with me, and I hope you got a recommendation, or if you read these books too, I hope we had the same reactions to the books at least. But yeah, anyways, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.